we continue with 10, 8, 9B would be one ion has the sense of vitality. Human life has when Pindar calls the soul the image of the man's ion. On this sense, it's based on the standard uses of the word for lifetime, duration of a life, which, under the influence of the cognate adverb ie, always, forever, eventually makes ion a synonym for time, chronos. Finally, Plato's Timaeus, and thereafter, ion acquires the technical sense of timeless eternity, and as contrasted with temporal periods are all properly suggested by the name of the player, whose game includes both the movements of human life and death and the back and forth reverses of the cosmos. 3. It's obvious why the player possesses kingship, since the game is a cosmic one and the player must be lord of the universe, like the pilot who stirs all things according to D41 and D64. Now all the other text where the ruling principle is called king is D53, where war is father of all and king of all, appointing some as gods, others as men, some slave, others free. If we bear in mind the equation by transposition of mortals and immortals in 93, we see that the game played by lifetime and by war have the same structure, just as the bow, whose word is death, is named life, Deus, so the king of conflict and destruction can be called lifetime, Ion. 2. The hardest question is why the king, designated father in D53, appears here as a child at play, playing the child. The triple occurrence of the stem child, pais, paison, pados, does not seem fully explained by the fact that pesoi is a children's game. At the risk of yielding to free association, I propose some connections with the theme of father-son transpositions in a cycle of generations developed in DA19 and D20. The everlasting child, taking ion pass together with a play on I and on, Aizon, ever living, remains forever youthful, even infantile, throughout his lifetime, playing his endless game and maintaining his eternal kingship by a series of birth and deaths across the generations by endlessly begetting of children. The father thus sees the kingship, the initiative, the first move in the game, passed to his son, who becomes a father in turn and is confronted with the same game. Also possible here is the commentator's suggestion of arbitrary or random movement as, in the cast of the dice, a truly childish game, not guided by mature intelligence or reasonable plan. This would present a paradoxical counterpart to the insistence elsewhere on the wisdom of the cosmic principle that is more a match for Zeus, D32. This notion of witless or arbitrary ruler might be understood as a parallel to D124. Quote, as the finest cosmos or adornment is produced by random sweepings, so the wise balance of the universe emerges from the thoughtless movement of a child at play. Two quotes here. DA19, Plutarch. Generation is 30 years according to Heraclitus, in which time the progenitor has engendered one who generates. A19. Censorinus. Heraclitus is the authority for calling 30 years a generation, because the cycle of life lies in its interval. He calls the cycle of life the interval until nature returns from human seed time to seed time. End of quote. There has been some confusion over the literal meaning of this statement, a confusion which goes back to an ancient variant, and which, despite its careful correction by Frankel and Kirk, has not been eliminated from the most recent commentaries. The confusion lies in counting the generational period of 30 years from birth of the grandfather to the birth of his grandson, i.e. as a cycle of 2 generations by any normal count.
Esta es la rotonda de la iglesia.
¿Puedes estar chiflado?
Más adelante
Esa es no cerca de ciudad, tú ves.
hemos caminado hasta ahí. Realmente la rotonda que llaman a los que están de atrás, esa cosa redonda, esa es la rotonda.
Claro, ya estamos, más o menos 5 kilómetros.